Hey there creators, Niamh here, and today I am doing a coloring. And this is from a book called Mandalas to Color, I think. Yeah, and this is a book that my mom actually got me, and I think she got this for me last Christmas. I'm not sure, but yeah, so it was a book from my mom, and she knows that I love coloring and that I do like mandalas, and there was a lot of like Indian motifs in here, and by that I mean East India, like from India, not Native American. But yeah, and and I also decided to use my Inktense colored pencils, watercolor pencils with these. Yeah, it was a practice with Inktense, and just something very relaxing. And this angle, whenever you see that like light wood under my books or whatever I'm coloring or whatever art I'm doing, that is our TV trays, and that means that I am probably at our couch watching TV and just relaxing. So this was just a really relaxing little bit, and I actually did this piece a couple months ago, so this is actually some old footage. And yeah, I planned, I wanted to film myself doing some coloring, some less intense things, just to have for weeks that I don't quite have a big piece, big video ready or big video planned. And I kind of had it planned that it would come out, this one would come out today. So yeah, so it is a bit older. I did this one before Inktober even. So yeah. So I wanted to go with some really bright, like bohemian colors with this piece, and so that's why we have like that bright magenta color with fading into like a pinkish color, and that bright green. I love that chartreuse green. Green is my favorite color, and I would say I think it's chartreuse is really my favorite color. I love that bright green. And then on the inside, oh, and I'm testing out some colors because some of the colors on the caps of the ends of the pencils, they're very, very similar, but they actually look different, so it's hard to tell which one I exactly want. But yeah, and then on the inside there's a lot of purples going into kind of a teal color, and green, purple, and teal are my favorite colors, and I do like magenta. That would be like my fourth favorite, magenta. But yeah, these are definitely my favorite color combinations, I would say. Yeah. Now, I do have to be careful with the actual water part of this, because this is not a watercolor paper. It's actually quite thin paper. And so, I do have to go very light-handed with the water, and it did buckle a little bit. It did crinkle up the next page a little bit. But overall, I mean, it's not poor quality paper, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, on papers like this, you do have to be a little more careful when using liquid mediums. That's for sure. So I am working on a slightly bigger piece right now. I mean, well, not physically bigger, actually physically smaller, but in the next video next week, I'm going to be testing out those pigment markers that I reviewed last week, and it's actually going to be an actual piece, but it is like a 6x8 or 6x9, something like that, where I cut a 9x12 in half, and I think I made it 8 by 6. Yeah. But anyway, but it is going to be an actual, like, serious piece that I'll have for sale, and I'm going to make prints of it, and I'm actually doing people drawing. Can you believe it? But, yeah, so I really, the reason why I'm doing that, I wasn't planning on it, but, I really wanted to get a good piece out before I use it for the next My Favorite Animals series, which I hope will be the next week after that. But yeah, so before I put marker to paper for the My Favorite Animals thing, I really just wanted to do another piece on its own with the pigment markers to get a very serious piece out. Because last week when I tested, it was just that simple leaf, and there was a lot of mistakes I made with it. I still learned a lot with it, so hopefully I'll be able to do a much better piece for next week's video. And so far I'm actually really enjoying it, because it is looking really nice. I made a bunch of mistakes, but then I was able to fix it. But yeah, you'll see. So what I was doing here with the middle parts, since it's dark around the edges, the purple fading into the blue, then to the green, I wanted to make the lighter colored flowers, like the blues and greens, really pop on the edges in the purple section, and then more purple, darker flowers and darker stems and leaves in the center there. Yeah, so that's kind of a technique to do, like when you're doing an ombre effect. And actually, that's what we're doing on the KidCraft video that's coming out this weekend. We're doing ombre effects. And by the way, I always said that ombre, and that's probably because, like, I come from an area that's has a lot of heavy Spanish-speaking influence. So when I hear ombre, I think man. So whenever I saw the word ombre, I would pronounce it ombre, like ochre, or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, when you have an ombre effect, and you want to do like a detail design over it, it's a good idea to put on the darker sides, to put the lighter thing over. And here I am playing a video game again. But a lighter design over the darker part of the ombre, and then a dark design over the light part of the ombre, because then it really stands out. Yeah, and also right now what I'm doing is because I'm done with the actual coloring part of this, so I'm going over a lot of it with some gold metallic pens and metallic markers. This is the Winsor Newton metallic brush markers, or pro markers, whatever they're called. Yeah, and I also use a gold metallic pen as well. So speaking of the kid crafts, I just wanted to talk about that briefly. As you may have noticed, I don't always post the kid crafts. I try to. I mean, I try to get a kid craft video done and ready and edited and put up by Sunday. But the kid craft ones are a lot less consistent as my art ones, and that's mostly because it kind of depends on the kids. Sometimes they're not up to doing any projects or anything, and unlike my art ones where, you know, this video was done a couple months ago, so I can you know, batch create some of my videos, but I can't really do that so much for the kid craft stuff. Oh, and here I'm outlining a lot of stuff. I thought like a lot of the color really took away from the line work, so I brought back a lot of the line work, and I'm using a Posca pen, those paint pens, which I actually really love. We got those in one of the Paletful packs, and yeah, I really love them, and I did look them up, and they are light fast, so I might get a pack of them myself and do some painting with them. But yeah, anyway, so the kid crafts are not always going to be up. I try to get them up, but you know, like I said, it depends on the kids, and also it depends on if we have time to. So like we've been having a lot of family functions lately, so we those take priority, of course, you know. So yeah, there will be a kid craft up this week, and I'm gonna try to get some up in the coming weeks, but we'll see. So yeah, anyway, we're coming to the end of this, so thanks for sticking around with me, guys. I hope you like this. Later, creators. Bye.